Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome to the first episode of the Marketplace for the year 2021. Coming up, the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement officially launched, signaling the commencement of the ambitious trade deal. Also ahead in this bulletin, government reaches consensus with its UK counterparts to help prevent disruptions to exports from Ghana with the implementation of Brexit. And Ghana's oil production expected to peak in 2027. We'll have the latest report from Fish Solutions. Thanks for being with us. My name is Darrell Kwao. Details right after this break. Welcome back, everyone. It's the big day today for the implementation of the Continental Free Trade Agreement, and Secretary General of the AfCFTA Secretariat, Kelly Many, has urged all private sector players to take an interest in making the trade deal achievable. The ambitious trade pact has taken effect after the official launch today. We'll have an update on that ceremony. Meantime, Mr. Mene has said the launch has assured that even though there may be difficulties at the early stages, the agreement will benefit all member countries that have ratified the agreement.
It took Europe over 50 years to reach the level of industrial development, the level of integration of the market, the level of the depth of their macroeconomic policy and as a region. It's going to take a long time for Africa to get to the point of one single market. But we've got to start somewhere. We've got to start integrating the market in Africa somewhere. We've got to start breaking down the barriers to trade and investment on the African continent. We've got to start somewhere. I don't believe that we should despair and say, well, it's too difficult, or that we should say it can never be done. I think we've got to try. We owe it to future generations. We owe it to people of this great country. We owe it to the visionary Kwame Nkrumah, who was actually the intellectual founding father of an integrated Africa. So I understand when people say, are we going to see benefits? As an owner of a small medium enterprise, am I going to see benefits?
Well, we want to take you next to the official launch of the Continental Free Trade Agreement, where moments ago, President Akufo-Addo gave this address.
Today is a very happy day for Mother Africa, and I'm grateful to Almighty God for the opportunity to be a part of this landmark historic event, the commencement of trading of the African Continental Free Trade Area. In August last year, I handed over a state-of-the-art office building to the African Union Commission to serve as the head office of the Secretariat of the AfCFTA. This constituted a very significant implementation milestone in the operationalization of the AfCFTA, following the AU's extraordinary summit held in the Republic of Niger on 7th July 2019, where Ghana was honored by her peers with the privilege of hosting the Secretariat. For many of us, past and present, who have waited patiently for this day, this ceremony represents an important step towards realizing the goal of continental integration. The manifestation of that enduring dream of the founding fathers of our union to create an economically integrated and sustainable continent capable of ending our dependency on foreign assistance and eradicating poverty by harnessing our considerable resources, human and natural, begins today. We're determined to enter into a new era of industrialization and access now to a single continental market will be a game changer on that journey, as it will be the key to the ability of businesses on the continent to recover from the adverse effects of COVID-19 and proceed to grow and leverage on the new opportunities available in the new market. Trading amongst ourselves will be duty-free and quota-free, and with a market of some 1.2 billion people and a combined GDP of some 3 trillion United States dollars, the AfCFTA will boost inter-African trade, stimulate investment and innovation, diversify exports, improve food security, foster structural transformation, enhance economic growth, and above all, provide jobs for the youth, as well as fresh impetus for African entrepreneurs. I'm confident that the private sector, if actively supported by government, is capable and willing to be at the vanguard of this transformation. For us in Ghana, we have embraced fully this partnership between government and the private sector to ensure maximum benefit is derived from the AfCFTA. Indeed, a series of public sensitization forums across all 16 regions of the country have been organized to update the private sector on the implementation of AfCFTA protocols, the operational requirements for effective trading in the market, and preparations for the start of trading. Public education will be intensified further after the start of trading. I'm hopeful that the state parties which are yet to submit their market access offer, that is the tariff liberalization schedule, to the AU Secretariat, will do so by the end of January 2021. This will ensure full access to AfCFTA trading by all state parties. In addition, all outstanding issues related to the various AfCFTA operational instruments, which were launched at the 2019 AU Extraordinary Summit, should be finalized and made operational by the end of March 2021. These include the online platform for tariff negotiations, the Africa Trade Observatory, ATO, the digital payment and settlement systems, the online mechanism for reporting and monitoring of non-tariff barriers, the mobile application for AfCFTA business activities, the Mansa repository platform to serve as a centralized database for customer due diligence, and the $1 billion United States AfCFTA adjustment facility to manage the adverse effects of revenue losses for selected countries. These instruments address potential challenges to effective trading and are critical in easing business transactions and trading under the single continental market framework. As recommended by the AfCFTA's champion, the President of the Republic of Niger, His Excellency Mahamadou Issoufou, there is the expectation that by the end of March 2021, the AfCFTA unit operating out of the AU Commission in Addis Ababa will be moved to Accra to ensure the consolidation of all AfCFTA-related activities under the AfCFTA Secretariat. I commend highly our experts, ambassadors, and ministers of trade, the AfCFTA Secretariat, and the AU Commission for the quality of work accomplished thus far, which has enabled the implementation of the AfCFTA to proceed. We should not relent in our efforts in concluding all outstanding issues in the Phase 1 negotiations to guarantee full implementation of the AfCFTA protocols by June 2021. In particular, I want to thank the AfCFTA champion, President Mahamadou Issoufou of the Republic of Niger, President Alpha Condé of the Republic of Guinea, President Paul Kagame of the Republic of Rwanda, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of the Arab Republic of Egypt, and the current AU chair, President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa of the Republic of South Africa, for championing strongly the process of implementation on all our behalves. To the AU Commission, I appeal to them to fast-track the ongoing recruitment of staff for the AfCFTA Secretariat, to enable the Secretariat to discharge its responsibilities efficiently and smoothly. I also want to reiterate the call made by the Assembly at its 13th extraordinary session on the AfCFTA to member states that have still not signed and ratified the agreement to do so as soon as possible in order to increase the size of the market and the volume of trade under the AfCFTA, as well as fast-track the continental integration process to ensure that no one is left behind and we achieve the Africa we want. There is a new Africa emerging with a sense of urgency and purpose and an aspiration to become self-reliant and move the continent to a situation of self-sufficiency, progress, and prosperity. In this regard, I assure this gathering of Ghana's unwavering commitment and dedication to the agenda of continental integration. We must succeed together and do so resoundingly for the benefit of current and future generations. I wish you a very prosperous and productive new year. A new dawn of trading and investment across Africa for Africans has just begun. May God bless Mother Africa and us all. And thank you for your attention.
And that was President Akufo-Addo addressing the launch of the Continental Free Trade Agreement moments ago. That, of course, was a virtual ceremony. Joining me from the Joy Business Newsroom is my colleague, Eben Sabute, who has been following the ceremony the whole of this morning. And Eben, we've been hearing from the President of Ghana. There were other heads of state. What did they say as well?
Okay, so let me take it from the chairperson of the African Union, President Cyril Ramaphosa, who was talking about the fact that despite COVID being a disruptive element for the deal, it has been a good year for Africa as a whole. And the launch of this trade deal represents a new dawn for Africa. So he made a call, which is very important and very critical here. I mean, there are so many protocols that are guiding this trade deal. When we talk of protocol on free movement, protocol on goods and services, but there was no development on protocol for women in trade. And President Cyril Ramaphosa made the call on the African Union president and also heads of state that it's not too late, but we can develop some protocol for women in trade, because when it comes to trading in Africa, I mean, women are an integral part of it, and it is not good that we have such a deal, an ambitious, agreement without any, protocol on women in trade. And he was also making the point that this will also give some attention to women, because when we talk of trading, yes, we the men also trade, but mostly women are the integral part of it. I mean, the United Nations Economic Commission on Africa, the General Secretary over there, Vera Songwe, also spoke and made mention of the fact that this is about time banks needs to come together to finance big ticket projects for African private sector companies, especially with the SMEs. We all know that access to funding has been a challenge, especially here in Ghana. And he was talking about the fact that they, as the United Nations Economic Commission on Africa and the AfCFTA Bank, will be forming some collaboration, and they need the private sector on board, in as much as they need the banks also, because the banks normally, they shy away from giving loans and credit to SMEs. But this is the time, because there's the market. $1.2 billion is not a small, thing. Like it's not a small market. So this is the time that they all have to come together and support SMEs in Africa, because it is the SMEs that will grow to become the big, giant, international multinationals or international companies. Right. So this is the time for collaboration among SMEs. Then comes in the AfCFTA Bank also made mention of the fact that there's going to be the creation of some $40 billion fund for member nations. So if Ghana could be able to justify that it has been able to put in all the policies and trading is ongoing successfully, we can access part of that fund to, help us or support our initiatives. So these are some of the highlights from the virtual opening or official start of trading. And let me also put it across that on Monday, our Minister for Trade and Industry is expected to issue a directive for all our seaports and our airports that certain products, if the products are proven to be going to an African market or are coming from an African market, they're supposed to be tariff-free if they are part of the list of goods and services that we have deposited at the ECOWAS Commission. We are depositing this per blocks. So the ECOWAS Commission deposited its list of products and services that will be included into the Continental Free Trade Area. The East African Community also deposited theirs, same as the SACU, that's the South African Customs Union, also deposited theirs. So if you find a particular good, or for instance, you are trading in a fabric, and you can prove that this fabric is coming from Ghana, and it is going to Cote d'Ivoire or Nigeria, you are not going to pay any tariff on it. So the trade minister is expected to do that on Monday, and I'm sure, our viewers and our listeners will be on standby to get further details about that particular development. Darryl.
All right. Eben Sabute, thanks very much for that update. We appreciate it. Let's still stay with trade, because government has reached a consensus with its UK counterparts to help prevent disruptions to exports from Ghana. This is a temporary measure as the country works to have a bilateral trade agreement with the UK government following the implementation of Brexit. A statement jointly issued by the trade ministers of both countries gave this assurance. George Rafe has details.
This consensus or agreement that have been reached between the UK and the Ghanaian government is very, very important, because now exports from Ghana to European market would not attract any extra duties and tariffs on them, a development that would have gone a long way to make goods from Ghana very, very, very expensive. Now, following UK's decision to actually move away from the European Union called the Brexit, it meant that Ghana should now have a different trade agreement with that country. And Ghana was actually working to reach an agreement soon. But as at December this year, they had not finalized the deal. And most manufacturing firms here in Ghana were worried about their fate. That is why government of Ghana and the UK counterpart had to reach some agreement or temporary agreement to ensure that from December 31 going into January 1, 2021, there wouldn't be any disruptions to trade or exports from Ghana to that particular country. So what we understand is that this is more of a consensus that has been reached to ensure that exports are not affected, thereby making sure that Ghana might go on to enjoy this duty-free, quota-free from export that is coming from Ghana to the UK market, while the trade ministers of these two respective countries try and reach some agreement on this new bilateral deal.
George Rafe with that update there. Let's turn to oil and gas. Ghana's oil production is expected to peak in 2027 at over 297,000 barrels of oil a day. The latest report by Fitch Solutions, a research arm of ratings agency Fitch, gives us some more insight. According to Fitch Solutions, this would be possible when Pecan oil field, to be operated by Aker Energy, begins production in 2025. It pointed out that further delays to the Pecan project reaching final investment decision in 2022 will, however, shift the peak production to the tail end of the 10-year forecast period. Additionally, opportunities at the country's oil fields provide some risk to the longer-term outlook for the upstream oil industry, unless technical issues are averted. Overall, Fitch Solutions expects to see sustained output from the nation's oil fields over a longer-term forecast. This will be due to increased spending and the pending investment decision for the Pecan field. The development of additional reserves also offers significant advantage to this forecast. As a result of the current and planned developments, there is much potential for Ghana's upstream sector. Yet, the gradual declines of the existing fields mean success is contingent on substantial investment and the fruitful development of the Pecan field. Presently, the Jubilee and 10 fields are producing about 190,000 barrels of oil a day for the country. Now, consumers are gradually showing more interest in shopping at the malls rather than buying from traditional markets. During this festive period, my colleague Emma Davis visited some malls in the city to gauge the level of patronage.
People now enjoy going to the shopping malls to buy items instead of purchasing from the stores on the streets or the markets. Today, there are many shopping malls situated in Accra and even in the other regions, as more are expected to open shortly. However, some shop attendants believe that assertion has both sides to it. According to them, people visit the malls based on the items they want.
My name is Godfred. I'm the sales rep for Medanum Deco Accra Mall. People are moving from the mall to the market, as well as people moving from the market to the mall, depending on what they are shopping. Actually, there are some things where you can find easily in the mall and you cannot even find in the market. So depending on what you want and depending on the place you want to shop it from.
Would you say the discounts that you people offer, or the shops in the malls offer, that's why people troop in on 24th, 25th, and the significant holidays?
No, not really, because our sales are still going on. We are doing up to 50% of our items. We have tables outside for the sidewalk. We're really trying our best to give some discounts so as to attract customers to come in.
Gauging the mood of patronage during the second phase of Christmas celebrations, Chadwick Lee, a shop attendant at a jewelry shop at the Makola Mall, tells us sales are gradually picking up.
Since we are halfway into the season, how would you say business has been so far?
So far, so good. Before Christmas, we weren't making much sales, but now I think we are doing better than before.
What would you say is the reason why you are doing better now than before?
Because we all know when it gets to this Christmas season, people would like to put on fashionable wristwatches and so on.
Akosia Ajimai Prempe of Beauty Plugs Wigs believes otherwise.
Christmas way the market and shada and they say last year we almost but this year the market is down and yet the crowd.
Some customers also say there have been a slight increase in the price of goods, but that haven't affected their budget.
The price have increased, but not much. For me, for instance, I'm doing this a watch for Christmas. Okay, so I get a group of people who are not doing anything for this Christmas. Some have been stuck home because of the COVID, so I buy a number of watches for them to sell. Then after they've sold the watch, they give me the money, I pay them off, then I get another watch for some people. But in 2-3 weeks you come, it has increased just once, like 2 cedi to 5 cedi. Yeah.
Would you say that increment affects your business?
Yeah, it affects the business.
Comparing this Christmas and last year or previous Christmases, how would you say the prices of goods?
Relatively, I think there has been an increment in prices, but then it's okay. There's virtually nothing we can do about it, so you just have to adjust.
All right, and that's it for the marketplace this afternoon. Thanks for watching.